Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Promoted Sandra. Here on my YouTube channel, I do cutting and sewing tutorials, pattern drafting, DIYs. In today's tutorial, I'm going to be teaching you how to cut and sew this beautiful stylish Bubu Caftan dress with a side belt, as you can see. So the one on my right hand side, which is this one, is the inspiration, while the one on my left hand side is the one I recreated, which is something I am putting on. So if this is something you are interested in, then keep up watching. Please don't forget to like this video, comment on it, share it. In case you are yet to subscribe to my channel, go ahead and subscribe to it. If you want to see more of cutting and sewing tutorials on this channel, go ahead and turn on post notification so that whenever I upload a new video, you will be the first to be notified. Without talking too much, let us dive into the video. These are all the materials I'm going to be using for the making of this stylish Bubu Caftan dress. So as you can see, all the materials I have here are 66 yards, and this fabric is called Africa print. But I'm not going to be using all the 66 yards though. I'm going to be cutting out one yard out from each of these designs. Okay, now I'm going to be using these 4 different designs for the making of this Bubu Caftan dress. So first of all, I'll just go ahead and keep it outside and show you guys the first thing you're going to be doing. So the first thing I want to do is to calculate the length of each of the materials I'm going to be joining together. Now the full length I am making is 45 inches. So I'll go ahead and write it on my pattern paper, 45 inches. I will divide 45 by 3, which is going to give me 15. The reason why I am dividing it by 3 is because I'm going to be joining 3 different fabrics together to make this Bubu Caftan dress. Now pay attention to what I'm about to say. If you check the Bubu Caftan dress, you are going to see that the first layer and the last layer is the same length, while the middle layer is kind of a little bit longer or wider than the first and the last layer. Now to achieve that, what I'm going to be doing is this. I will minus 1 inch from the first layer and also from the last layer. I will join it together and add it to the middle layer. I just hope you guys understand. Now each of the layer is supposed to be 50 inches. So I will minus 1 inch from the first layer, which is going to give me 40 inches instead of 50 inches. Then if I should minus 1 inch from the last layer, it's also going to give me 40 inches. Now I'm going to plus the one I minus from the first layer and the last layer together, which is 1 plus 1 is going to give me 2. So I'm going to be adding that 2 to the middle layer. I hope you guys understand. So the first layer is going to be 14. The middle layer is supposed to be 15 plus 2 is going to give me 17. Then the last layer is also going to be 14. I just hope you guys understand. If you don't understand, rewatch it again, you understand. So that is it for the calculation. I have gone ahead to cut out one yard each from each of the fabrics. So this green one is going to be the first layer. So this is just me folding it into 2. So just go ahead and pick the edges and fold it into 2. After folding it into 2, I will go ahead and iron it like this. So once I'm done ironing it, I will go ahead and I'll go ahead and open this part that is closed, or just go ahead and use my scissors to cut it open like this. So once I'm done, I will go ahead and fold it like this into 2. I hope you guys understand. Make sure the side that has label are all facing one side. I hope you guys understand. So what I'm going to be doing next is to go ahead and measure the length of the first layer. Remember, I wanted to minus 1 inch from the 15 inches. So what I'm going to be marking is supposed to be 14 inches. I will add 1 inch to that 14 inches for joining allowance, which is going to give me a total of 15 inches. So I will mark it on both sides. Then I'll go ahead and use my straight ruler to connect the points together. After connecting it, I'll go ahead and cut it out like this. Then I'll also go ahead and fold the last layer. Please, not the second layer, take note. So I'm going to be using this material for the last layer. So I'll go ahead and fold it just like the same way I folded the first one. Then I'll place the first layer on it like this. So I'm going to be adding ½ inch to this last layer. That's because I'm going to be folding the hem of the dress. So remember, I've already added 1 inch to the first layer for joining allowance. So I'm also going to be adding ½ inch to this purple, that is this last layer. So after adding ½ inch, I'll just go ahead and mark a straight line across like this. Then I will cut out the excess I have here. I just want the tip or the edge to be very neat. Then I'll go ahead and cut out this part like this. So the difference between the first layer and the last layer is just ½ inch. Then I'll go ahead and fold the second layer just like the same way I folded the first layer. So after folding it, remember the second layer is 17 inches. That is after adding extra 2 inches to it. So I will add extra 1 inch to it for joining allowance because I'm going to be joining it to the first layer and the last layer. So I will add extra 1 inch. This is just me marking the back of the fabric so that I will not use the back for the front. Okay, so after marking it, I'll go ahead and connect the points together. Then I'll go ahead and cut it out. Once I'm done cutting it, I'll just go ahead and open it up. I will remove the inner one like this. So one is going to be serving for the back and the other one is going to be serving for the front. What I'm going to be doing now is to arrange all the materials like this. The one that is going to be the first layer, the second layer, and the third layer. So I will pick the first layer and the second layer. Make sure the right side are both facing each other. So I will pick it like this, take it to the sewing machine. Then I will stitch it down with ½ inch. So once I'm done, I'll go ahead and stitch the last layer and the second layer together as well with ½ inch. So guys, I've gone ahead to sew it. After I was done sewing it, I went ahead to iron the middle open so that it will be smooth as you can see. So what I'm going to be doing now is to go ahead and fold the material into two like this. So make sure the right sides are both facing each other. Pick the edges and fold it into two. After folding it, I'll go ahead and iron it just like as you can see me doing. So once I'm done, I'll go ahead and also fold the second one into two like this. I will place it on the first one. So I'm going to be cutting the back and the front together at once. So one is going to be serving for the back and the other one for the front. I'll also go ahead and arrange it and iron it. So the first thing I want to do is to mark the wideness of the neckline I am working with. So I will mark 3 inches. Then for the depth, which is the back neckline, I will mark 1½ inches. Then I'll go ahead and connect the points together. This neckline I marked is going to be serving as the back neckline, not the front neckline. Please take notes. Then I will place my tape on the shoulder. I will mark half of my shoulder measurement, which is 8 inches. I will mark it like this. Now, if you check this Bubu Caftan dress, you are going to see that it has a continuation sleeve. So I'm going to be placing my tape on that 8 inches I just marked. I will mark 12 inches. That is how long I want the sleeve to be. So after marking it, I will place my tape on that point I just marked. I will come down by 1 inch for shoulder slope. Then I'll go ahead and connect it onto the neckline like this. So once I'm done connecting it, I will place my tape on this point here. I will mark how wide I want the sleeve to be. So I went ahead to mark 10 inches. That is how wide I want it to be. Then I'll go ahead and mark a straight line across to meet that 10 inches point I just marked. So I'll go ahead and extend this line here onto the fabric like the front like this. This is going to be serving as my chest line. So I will place my tape on the chest line. I will divide my bust measurement by 4. I will mark it, which is 10 inches. Then I will place my tape on that 10 inches point I mark. I will add extra 4 inches for the freeness of the Bubu Caftan dress and also for journey allowance. Then I'll go ahead and place my tape on the shoulder line. I will mark my hip point line. So from my shoulder to my hip point is 26 inches. I'll go ahead and mark it. Then I'll also mark it on this side. I'll go ahead and connect the points together like this. I will place my tape on the hip point line. I will divide my hip by 4. I will mark it, which is 11½ inches. Then I'll go ahead and add extra 4 inches, just like as I did for the chest line. I'll go ahead and connect from the hip line to the chest line. Then I'll go ahead and curve the armhole like this. There's no special way on how to do this. Just go ahead and curve it just like as you can see me doing. So I will place my tape on the shoulder line. I will go ahead and mark the full length line, which is 45 inches. I will mark it. Then I'll go ahead and extend the line to the other side like this. I will place my tape on that line. I will divide my hip by 4, which is 11½ inches. I will mark it. Then I will add just 3 inches to the hemline, which is this part here. Okay, so once I'm done, I'll go ahead and connect from the full length line to the hip line. Then I'll go ahead and mark a straight line from the full length line to the down, which is the full day allowance. So what I'm going to be doing now is to go ahead and cut it out just like as you can see me doing. So in case you have been watching this video and you know you have not liked it, please use this opportunity to like, comment on it, and also subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to turn on post notifications so that whenever I upload a new video, you'll be notified. So once I'm done cutting it, I'll go ahead and remove the down one. That one is going to be saving for the back. Now it is time to cut the front neckline. To cut the front neckline, I will place my tape here, this point here. Then I will mark 1.5 inches inward. Then I will place my tape on the depth of the neckline. I will mark 7.5 inches downward. So I will go ahead and mark 1 inch inward on this point I just marked. After marking it, I will go ahead and mark a straight line inward like this using my straight ruler. Then I'll mark a slant line from the shoulder to that 1 inch I mark, okay, for the neck depth. So that is all you need to do. So what I'm going to be doing next is to go ahead and cut it out, and when cutting it, please add 1/2 inch for journey allowance. So if you check, you're going to see that I did not cut through the line where I mark. Once I was done with that, I will open it up like this. Can you see how it look like? So yours should look like this after cutting it. I have gone ahead to cut out the band for the neckline. So I'm going to be using this particular Akara fabric for the neckline design, okay. The wideness of the band I cut out is 4 inches and the length is about 18 inches, so it's really long. And I wanted to cut out 2 pieces. Then I also wanted to fold it into 2 and iron it to the wrong side. I will turn my dress to the wrong side like this, okay, to the back. Please pay attention to what I'm about to explain to you so that you don't make any mistake. I will place my tape on this point here like this, the down. I will mark 1/2 inch downward on this side. I'll also mark it on the other side. Then I'll go ahead and connect the points together like this. So after connecting the point, I will also mark 1/2 inch at the side like this and also at the shoulder line. Then I'll also repeat the same thing on the other side like this. Just mark in 1/2 inch. Then I'll go ahead and connect the points together like this. Then I also go ahead and connect it like this. Make sure the line is meeting the line you mark at the down, this part here. Then pay attention to what I'm about to do. I will go ahead and mark a slant line like this to meet that 1/2 inch bust. You know, this thing look like a bust. After you are done marking it, you are going to understand it look like a bust. So just go ahead and mark a slant line like this. Don't mark a straight line, please, a slant line. So once I'm done marking it, I'll go ahead and cut it open like this. Then I'll also go ahead and cut it open on the other side. So this is how it's going to look like this. Then I will turn it to the front side of the fabric like this. So after turning it, I'll go ahead and place the neck band on it. So the side that is open is the side I'm going to be pinning to the neckline like this. I'll just pin one side, then I'll go ahead and pin the other side. So after pinning it, I will turn it to the back. I will take it to the sewing machine and sew through the line I mark here. Then I also sew this other side and stop here. So guys, I've gone ahead to sew it. This is how it look like. So I'll just go ahead and turn it like this and place the excess, that is the remaining one, inside like this. After placing it inside, I will go ahead and use my hand to straighten it up so that the neck band will be straight. I will do the same thing for the other side. I will turn it to the back. After turning it to the back, I will just go ahead and iron this part here. Then I will lift up the neck band. I will iron in this 1/2 inch I cut earlier, like the down part. Then I'll go ahead and iron this one and use it to cover it. Make sure the 2 neck band are both crossing each other inside. Then I'll go ahead and use my pin to pin it down. If you don't understand what I'm saying, watch what I'm doing, you understand. Then I will turn it to the front and also iron it. You need to iron it and arrange it properly well so that by the time you are done sewing it, it will not, there will not be bulge or anything around the neckline. Then I'll go ahead and mark a straight line across the shoulder line like this. I will cut out the excess like this. After I am done cutting it, I will place my hand on the neckline. I will lift up the dress from the down upward like this. Okay, just be gentle with this. Then I'll go ahead and pin. You see that 1/2 inch you ironed in earlier? Go ahead and pin it to the neck band. So go ahead and stitch it down following the gator line. So guys, I've gone ahead to stitch it down. Just take your time and do this, please, okay? I will go ahead and cut out the excess like this. Just go ahead and cut it out. You have nothing to do with this. So after cutting it, I will turn it to the front. Then I'll go ahead and iron it one more time. After I am done ironing it, I will take it to the sewing machine. I'll go ahead and top stitch on it close to where I sew, but on the main material, not on the neckband. On the main material, just go ahead and top stitch on it round. So guys, I have gone ahead to top stitch on it. Once I was done with that, the next thing I'm going to be doing is to create the design at the down, that belt design. So to do that, I'll first of all go ahead and fold my dress into two like this. Then I'll go ahead and fold in the sewing allowance or the folding allowance at the down. I'll just go ahead and fold it in first like this. Please pay attention to what I'm about to do. So I will place my tape on this middle here like this, that is the center where I folded. I will measure it to the side. So what I have here is 15.05. Then I will place my tape on this side here like this, that is the part where I joined. I will measure it to how long I want the side belt to be, how long I want it to be. So what I have here is 18 inches, which is going to be perfect for the length. So what I'm going to be doing now is to plus the measurements together. So I'll go ahead and plus 15.05 inches plus 18 inches. That is going to give me a total of 33.05. So I'm going to be cutting out times 2 of that measurement. So guys, I have gone ahead to cut out the band, and you can see that it is so long. So the material I use for the neckline design is what I'm using. So I wanted to join it at the middle here so that it will be enough for me to cut out times 2 of what I want. I will just go ahead and fold this into 2 and retake the measurements again so that you guys will be sure of what I'm saying. So after folding it into 2, I will measure it. What I have here is about 35 inches. Remember, I only need 33.05 inch, so this is times 2 because I folded it into 2. Then the wideness is 8.5 inches. That is how wide it is. So if you want yours to be wider, you can go ahead and make it 9 or 10. So what I'm going to be doing now is to fold it into 2. Make sure the front part of the material is the part that is inside, while the wrong side is the side you can see, okay, the back. I will go ahead and iron it. After I am done ironing it, I will go ahead and fold it into 2 from the middle like this. So once I'm done folding it into 2, I will bring my dress. I will take the measurement over here again just to be sure of the measurement I took before. So what I have is still 15.05 inches. I will place my tape at the middle here like this. I will measure 15.05 inches towards the side like this, okay? Then I'll go ahead and mark a straight line across. Please pay attention to what I am doing because this is the first time I will be making this kind of bets on my Bubu Caftan dress. So I'm just trying to use my brain to do this thing. So pay attention, okay? I will place my tape on where I just mark. I will mark 1.5 inches downward. From the close part downward, oh, please remember you folded your band into 2. So from that close part, just mark 1.5 inches downward. I also mark it at the middle here. Then I'll go ahead and use my straight ruler to connect the points together. Please pay attention to what I'm doing. Then I will turn it to the other side. I will also mark that 50.05. I will mark a straight line. I will also mark 1.5 inches downward like this. Then I will connect the points together. So I will come to the end here like this. I will also mark 1.5 inches downward like this. I will connect the points to this line here. I will do the same thing for the other side. Okay, this is just me being calculative of what to do. So once I'm done, I'll go ahead and open it up like this. After I am done opening it, I will take this to the sewing machine and sew it from here to here and from here to here like this, okay? Then I will come to this other side and also sew from here to here and from here to here. So guys, I've gone ahead to sew it, and this is the part where I sew. After I was done sewing it from here to here, I wanted to sew it from here to here. Then I also wanted to sew this open part. Remember, this was the part that was open, so I wanted to sew it down with 1/2 inch. Then I also wanted to sew here, then sew it like this. So the reason why I wanted to sew this down part, I will explain to you guys later. So this is what I want to do. I'll go ahead and cut out the side like this. Okay, from where I sew, just go in by 1/2 inch and cut out this excess here. So you can see this part, I did not sew it, there is hole there. Then I also come to this other side and trim out the excess at the down like this. Okay, so I'll go ahead and notch the side. so that by the time I iron it, after turning it to the front, it will be relaxed. So I will take this to the same machine and stitch this part here. Okay, so guys, I've gone ahead to stitch it down. Okay, I just decided to close that part so that I can use something to turn it to the front through the other side I did not close, through this hole here. So I'll just go ahead and turn it to the front like this. Take your time and do this. After I am done turning it to the front, I'll go ahead and iron it properly well. So go ahead and take your time to iron it, arrange it properly well. Okay, so once I'm done ironing it, I'll go ahead and fold this part inward and sew it down. So guys, I've gone ahead to sew it. After I was done sewing it, I also went ahead to iron it as well. So I'm going to be folding in this part like this. Can you see what I'm doing? Just watch what I'm doing. I'll just go ahead and fold it in like this. Okay, then as I'm folding it, I will also go ahead and iron it. I'll also go ahead and iron it like this. Can you see what I just did? So this is what it's going to look like once you fold it inward. So I'll go ahead and bring my dress like this. Now pay attention to what I'm about to do. I will make sure this shorter part is facing towards the up and the longer part is at the down. Okay, so I will place it on where I join at the down part of the dress. Okay, make sure your dress is the right side of your dress is the side that is facing towards you, because that is where you are going to be sewing it on. So after I was done placing it, I noticed something. So if I should go ahead and sew it on it like this, I will not be able to shape in the side. Can you guys see? So what I'm going to be doing now is to go ahead and cut it open from that part with ½ inch, just by ½ inch. Then I'll go ahead and use my sewing machine to stitch it down so that that part will be neat. I'll also go ahead and do the same thing for the other side. Now I'm going to be pinning this gator line, that is the middle, on this line here. If possible, you can go up by 0.25 inches so that by the time you are done sewing it, the down material will not be showing at the top. So I'll just go ahead and pin it and sew it from one end to the other. So guys, I've gone ahead to sew it. This is how it look like, as you can see. Then I'll go ahead and fold this one downward after I was done sewing it like this. God, thank you, God, for wisdom. So I'll just go ahead and iron it like this. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and iron it down to give it that belt look design on the dress. This is how it look like. Guys, we did it. So that is it. So what I'm going to be doing next is to go ahead and join the back and the front shoulder together. So I've gone ahead to turn the back neckline, as you can see. So I'll go ahead and join the shoulder of the front and the back together. I will take it to the sewing machine and stitch it down with ½ inch after I am done pinning it. I will do the same thing for the other side. So once I'm done sewing the shoulder, I will also go ahead and pin the side together like this. After pinning it, I will take it to the sewing machine. I will sew it with ½ inch from the armhole area to the hem. I will also do the same thing for the other side. Once I'm done shaping my dress, I'll go ahead and fold the hem in like this. I'll go ahead and sew it around. So guys, I've gone ahead to sew it. So I left about 2 inches space here. I did not sew it because I'm going to be adding band to the sleeve. So I will just go ahead and fold it into two like this. I trim out excess around the sleeve area. So after I'm done trimming it out, now what I'm going to be doing next is to sew the sleeve band on it. So this is the sleeve band. I've gone ahead to cut it out. The length is about 23 inches, a bit 24 inches, and the wideness is about 4 inches, as you can see. Okay, so this is the wrong side of the fabric, this part here. I just wanted to fold it into two like this and give it a very good press. So what I'm going to be doing now is to go ahead and open up the dress, the sleeve area like this. This is the right side. Okay, the right side of the fabric is the side that is inside. So I'll go ahead and pin it around like this. I'll just go ahead and pin it. Then after pinning it, I'll go ahead and sew it as well with ½ inch. So after I am done sewing it around, I'll go ahead and iron it open like this. Then I'll go ahead and sew this other part that is open. So if you check, you're going to see that the material I'm using around the sleeve area is the same material I use on the neckline and also on the band around the down side. So guys, I've gone ahead to sew it. This is just me ironing the side. I like ironing inside the dress before ironing the front of the dress. This is how it look like. You can see the belt around it down. So we made it. So just go ahead and fold it, arrange it, and package it. I love ironing my dress and packaging it because it is for me. So I love keeping it neat. So this is the end of the video. So guys, if you know this tutorial was helpful, go ahead and like, comment on it, and also share with your friends. Subscribe to my channel.